This is me at the casino dropping $500 on the Anderson Silva versus Jake Paul boxing fight. Before I tell you who I put half a rack on, I gotta be honest with you. This wasn't an easy bet at all. I see clear paths to victory and defeat for each side. Nonetheless, let me try to walk you through my thought process behind what I bet. Let's begin with Anderson Spider Silva, arguably the GOAT of mixed martial arts fighting, UFC middleweight champion for a whopping 2,457 days. But all of that is past tense. Silva's 47, almost half a century old. Silva gonna need a Back to the Future style DeLorean, use a flux capacitor to travel back to his 2009 peak and recapture his old self, because fighting a guy almost half your age is not a small disadvantage. And it's not just that Silva is past his prime, but he's past his prime by 10 whole years. Minimum. Seriously, after 2012, he lost 2 of his last 9 fights inside the octagon. Father Time is undefeated against all the greats, but you know who else is unbeaten? Silva. As a boxer, he's a pristine 4-0. Sure, 2 of those wins came against complete nobodies. Another came against a completely washed up Tito Ortiz, but the 4th one did come against a legit former world champion in boxing, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And it's that win over Chavez Jr. why Silva's the betting favorite, and so many people think he's getting the W on October 29th. On paper, that W is massively impressive. Here you have a trained MMA fighter making the son of a boxing legend look silly in his own sport. But if you actually run back that fight, which I did, the win by Spider is highly overrated. Allow me to explain. Look, Junior was in no condition to fight that night, mentally or physically. He missed weight by an entire 2 pounds. He was slow. His output was pure poverty. From the looks of it, old Junior took this fight only to cash a check and fuel his non-stop recreational drug use habit. Don't believe me? All you gotta do is look at the CompuBox fight stats. Look at Chavez's output compared to Silva. It's about 60% less than Spider. You're not going to believe this next stat. Ready? Chavez's output versus Silva was almost identical to Tyron Woodley's in the first Jake Paul fight.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is.
Yes. Yes.
Here's live footage of Paul's camp arranging this fight after realizing this insane stat too. There's absolutely zero doubt in my mind if Jake Paul would have fought Junior the same night Silva did, then he would have won as well. That washed version of Cesar Chavez Jr., not the World Championship version, wouldn't have stand a chance against the ex-Disney star.
Not a chance. No way. No way.
Now, I'm not completely discrediting Silva's win. I'm just saying it's not nearly as impressive as the general public thinks it is. But let's talk about what he did right and what could give Paul trouble. More than anything else, Silva's gonna bring the damn volume. And that's something none of Jake's previous opponents ever did. Silva's output versus Chavez was almost 3 times that of Woodley against Paul 1. 3 times. Ultimately, none of us, myself or you, can really say how Jake will react to someone attacking him inside the ring, because it's never happened before.
The more you around, the more you're going to find out.
But we can guess though, and as far as I can tell, there's 2 options here. Option 1, if Silva overloads volume on Jake, it's going to tire out Paul, both from the damage he's taken and from running around to dodge these blows. We know Jake's gas tank isn't all that great. We know his technique is non-existent when he's tired. And if you're gassed out, that vicious right hook Jake has, well, it's probably going to be lacking that one-punch power we're so accustomed to seeing. But on the flip side, if Silva gets over-ambitious in the ring with his output, he could put himself in danger. Silva is prone to two big boxing no-nos, coming in wide, and like most other MMA trained guys, a low guard. Both traits could leave himself open just enough to get cracked by Paul's patented punch, the right hook.
You got knocked the fuck out!
I've always said the day Jake Paul fights somebody that has a jab, any semblance of movement inside the ring, and that's the day we actually see what Jake Paul is made out of. Well, Silva possesses both those traits to a certain degree. But there's more first for Jake. The first time he's fighting a southpaw, the first time he's fighting somebody actually his size, and third, and this was the most surprising of all, for the first time ever, Jake is fighting a guy that he respects. I don't know about y'all, but these press conferences were too damn wholesome for me. I mean, before and after pictures are pushing it, but I draw the line at photo shoots with Silva's mom. I mean, what the hell is this?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Anyone else worried Jake, just maybe, respects Silva too much? Idols have indeed become rivals, but I'm not entirely sure that's a good thing in this fight. Disrespectful Jake is still the most dangerous Jake. And now, the moment the 5 people still watching this video have been waiting for, how I chose to drop $500 on this fight. Roll the footage.
Eric Flaco Uribe.
No, not that one. We are here, Gold Dust Casino, Elko, Nevada. I got $500 going on this fight. Let's go. I was wearing a wireless microphone so it could capture my voice at the ticket window, but being the 150 IQ having person I am, I forgot to turn on the goddamn mic. But you better believe I made the bet, and here's proof. That's right, El Chivo is backing the problem child again. Hopefully, this one doesn't get canceled like the last two. Now, if you've watched this channel before, and I apologize to those that have, you know I bet $1,500 on Jake to beat Tommy Fumbles, and you know I bet $1,000 on Jake to beat Rockman Jr. But only $500 for this one. Why is that, you ask? 2 reasons. 1, inflation is beating the living crap out of me. But number 2, I am legitimately less confident in Jake this time out than I was the previous 2. I really do think Silva's output is going to frustrate and tire out Jake. Can Paul sneak in one of his right hooks? Man, he's going to have to do it early. Being he's half Silva's age and way faster, he could catch him, but my prediction is he won't. This is going to the scorecards, and as my video thumbnail indicated, controversy will ensue. Silva, because of his higher volume and being the fight's aggressor, is going to be seen as the winner by most viewers illegally streaming this pay-per-view. But on the scorecards,
Everything becomes chaos.
Jake, being the A-side, being the younger fighter, being the bigger box office draw, will get the win. Perhaps a controversial win with some bad judging, but a victory nonetheless. Let us never forget, y'all, boxing is gonna be boxing. So what's it gonna be, fellas? Am I losing $500 or am I doubling up? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, let's get this money, y'all.